Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another World of Tanks battle and a very special game mode. Today we are playing Steel Hunter. This is a revolving game mode that shows up from time to time. It has its own unique lore and its own very unique gameplay style. Today I am playing in the Haragen. It's a Polish tank that's unique to the game. There's 8 different tanks, one for each of the nations in the game. Three heavies, 3 mediums, and 2 light tanks. The tank that you see me attacking now is actually a bot. It's not controlled by any players. There's 3 different bot tanks in the game mode as well. The Lux is called the Hare, and it will basically run away from you. The Panzer here is called a wolf, and that will try to engage. And then there's also a Panther that's called a bear, and that will also engage you. The majority of the fights you'll be in, however, will usually be players, like this guy and that guy. There's 15 players per match, and the objective is to be the last one standing. Fairly standard stuff. However, there are special rewards unique to the event, and those rewards are given out based on your placements at the end of the battle. So ideally, you want to try to finish in the top 5, and of course the best rewards coming from finishing in the top 3 or finishing number 1. There's a couple different play styles that you can use. This is one of them. It's more dangerous, more exciting, but considerably riskier, going out and trying to get involved in fights. And this is the situation that will happen to you if you're not careful when you're doing this, is you'll find yourself sandwiched in between 2 different players who have decided that they would rather kill you first and then kill each other afterwards. So you can see that didn't go too well for me. But if you die within, I think, the first 5 minutes of the match, you'll get a second shot. You'll actually get a respawn that will allow you to continue playing, and that does well to just keep you from having a bad game because maybe you spawned in the middle of 3 players, or you drove around and couldn't find supply drops to level up before you encountered a powerful enemy. You'll get a second chance at getting your stuff together. And speaking of leveling up, every time you drive around and collect these yellow and green supply drops, you gain XP. You can see at the top of the screen there. Gaining XP will progress you through different levels, and each time you progress through a level, you are given a different option, or a choice of 2 different options, as to how to upgrade the tank that you started the game with. So you will eventually end up with a fully upgraded, I think it's tier 7 tank, that will look basically nothing like the tank you started and will be much more powerful than the tank you started with. So because of this, you will often run into players who are either lower tiered or higher tiered than you are in the battle. And your objective is really to run around and grab these things and get into fights and grab the drops from kills in order to level yourself up as quickly as possible. You want to get maxed out first before you really get too stuck into fighting. Unless, of course, you choose to max out by fighting. That's another option. You also hear this weird ringing sound that keeps playing. That is me activating my radar. Because every tank has the ability to, and you can see that's another one of the bot, the Hare there. The Hare's AI just runs away from you, and you have to chase it down and kill it. Every time you kill anything, bot or player, you'll get this red supply drop, which will restore both health and ammunition. The yellow supply drops are just ammunition, the green ones are just health mainly. There are also special airdrops that will give you your special bonuses. You can see on my 5 slot and my 6 slot, I have 2 special perks unique to my tank. Each of the 8 different tanks has their own special perks. And those you will be given through collecting airdrops, which are very risky because every other drop requires 2 to 3 seconds to collect. The airdrops require 5, and they're telegraphed on the map quite visibly compared to the other ones. But yes, as I was saying, you can upgrade your tank to one of several different ways, and you want to level it up as quickly as possible so that when you encounter enemies, there is a much better chance that you'll encounter enemies who are weaker than you are. It will also prevent you from needing to go after XP, because you see right now I'm trying to reach my final level, so I'm having to go collect things and find space to do so. Once I reach that final level, I will be completely free to choose which battles I want to take, which I want to leave. This one I'm taking because I feel like I need the XP. And because it's a fairly advantageous fight, although technically this is a more even fight than anything else. If this guy had not just had a battle and probably used all of his specials on me, apart from that one, he would likely have had a very good chance at winning. And even then, you can see he gets me very low. Thanks to that, I'm going to need to go play safe now and try to find some health to recover. Now, the 4 slot actually is a personal recover. If I activate that, it will heal my tank for a certain number of hit points over a short period of time, so long as I don't take damage during that time. I'm not using it because I didn't realize that's what it did at the time I was playing this battle. I also didn't realize that I had premium XP at the time, or premium APCR rounds, or that I had specials. I didn't even know what the 5 or the 6 slot did. So what you'll be seeing out of me is pure, unadulterated skill. This is just standard gameplay for your World of Tanks matches. There's no specials in it. There's no sneaky tricks up my sleeve. This is just your basic tactics. And the first basic tactic you need to keep an eye on is knowing when to take and when to leave a fight. Because you can see here, I've got the rear of a tank. I could very easily lay a whole clip into him. But I saw a shell whiz over the back of mine, which means there's someone back here. And I don't want to get sandwiched between them, because that would just make me the prey and the target. Instead, I want to turn around and find this guy and get into a 1v1 with him, rather than a 2v1 between the both of them. However, when I get here, I'm using auto-aim, and that tank is just so fast that the auto-aim is not doing a very good job of landing. So I didn't win the trade. I ended up breaking even, which means I want to now disengage and try to heal health back. It's going to be difficult because he's coming after me, but I'm going to collect the supply drop, heal some of the health, and now you can see him using his consumable. He's put me in a storm. I'm going to go ahead and win this trade, but I'm not going to pursue it, because there's that guy there. I'll finish my clip into him, and you can see me thinking about sticking around to attack, but there's someone at my rear as well, and I need to get right out of there before he continues to lay fire into me. I need to let the 2 of them fight down there. There's also a guy here getting an airdrop. I could try and engage him. He's significantly lower tiered than I am, so he's going to be weaker. But you can see I'm still getting chased, so it's not worth sticking around and trying to take that fight. You want the fights to be as unfair as possible, stacked in your advantage. And you can see every time I disengage, I'm trying to turn my tank towards where the enemy was last seen, so that I have my armor facing them should they come around the corner. Now here, this fight I'm going to take, because I've got a tank that's tracked, and I can pump shots into his drive wheel in order to keep him tracked, and then that will allow me to, 1, kill him without being in the line of fire of the tank that was shooting at him and doing most of the damage, and 2, have some cover to be able to approach this tank as I'm going. Now you can see I'm in the top 5. I'm actually one of the last 3 here. And I finally discovered that I have I have a 5 key. I tried using it, didn't know how, so it's right there doing absolutely nothing. And I'm not going to load my last shell into him, because I can see this guy sneaking around and I don't want to let him catch me off guard. Especially because this guy has a special that you see falling from the sky there, where he can summon a rolling bomb, which he does just right there to try and help him out. Doesn't do enough, he dies. I'm going to get this health. The other tank is going to try and go for that health, and I'm going to try and stop him. You can see me going for it here. I actually pick up the health instead, which is fantastic because that's going to help me. I've got the sides of the tank. I'm able to unload a full clip into him. And now I'm just trying to keep as best as possible out of his gun swing. If I can avoid taking any fire, then I can just finish him off. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. 1 shots, 2 shots because he was healing. But there you go. Textbook gameplay. A very, very fun new game mode.